This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Oh. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Pretty good. So, this episode's beer is Dreamcrushing Double IPA from Deep Ellum Brewing Company. I got Dreamcrushing because it seemed very fitting. It's first off, it's 8.5%, and you know how we get down on the 8%, so excuse the slurs, burping, and all of the above. I was told I burp on every episode, so it doesn't really matter. But still, excuse me. Yeah, the Dreamcrushing, man, this is actually pretty solid. It's kind of heavy, so if you're not a heavy beer drinker, I would drink light, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just want y'all to know, man, that drinking this is bringing me great joy, because there's a reason. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but there's a reason I'm drinking a Dreamcrushing, because there were plenty of dreams crushed this weekend. So, but before we get into all that, I want to give a big shout out to my favorite store. Y'all know it well. Total Wine, that's right. I get all my beers from Total Wine, and I get singles, I get 6-packs, I get kegs, I get cases. Some would say I have a problem, but I don't think so. I think that Total Wine is the best place to go get your favorite craft beers out there, or just craft beers that you may want to turn into your favorite. So shout out Total Wine, big shout out to Total Wine. And while I'm shouting out people, let me shout out a show that is also on the Sunset Lounge with me that I think you guys would enjoy. The Angle. If you don't take yourself too serious, you like to have a little fun, and you like to go down memory lane with the likes of the Black Widow, who is one of the greats in the pool hall and billiard, ranked like top 3 or something like that. Hear how she's doing, hear what she's doing, and have fun while doing it. Check out the Angle today. Now, right now. Now, let's get into the news. You can booze to, oh my goodness, playoffs. Oh, yes, this is why I'm drinking Dreamcrushing, because there are plenty of dreams crushed in the great city of Detroit. The Lions lose, and I shouldn't have this much fun with their misery, but we had to hear about how great they were in the NFC North for far too long. They were just, 14 wins and and you got beat by a rookie. And you got beat by Dan Quinn, who was supposedly supposed to be the worst head coach since, whatever. And yeah, I'm here for the Jaden Daniels era. I'm here for it.
Fuck them! Detroit! 15 wins! #1 seed! They so tough! 45 on the bitch ass niggas! JD motherfucking 5! 45 fucking points! God damn!
Listen, I feel him. I feel him 1,000%. Everybody kept hearing all this great shit about how Detroit was supposed to run the NFC North and all this stuff. And now it's looking like they about to go back into turmoil because, in the coaching carousel, Ben Johnson just got a job. He actually went and got a job with the Bears. which is crazy. So now you not only all the trick plays that you guys enjoyed now have to go and face those in a division rival, divisional opponent. Man, I'm so excited. And Aaron Glenn is most likely going too. He is a favorite for the Jets job, and it's beginning to look a lot like toilet bowl. Oh, back to the bullshit again, Detroit. I'm sorry, listen. If y'all weren't in my division, I would have been rooting for you, but you're in my division, so I can't root for you. Bye-bye. Bills beat the Ravens in an absolute nail-biter. I put this on Better Beer, Bet the House. I still was in shock that the Ravens were favored in this game. Yes, I know the Ravens beat the Bills, but it was like, it was just very shocking to me that the Bills at home with the weather and everything coming, that they were gonna be underdogs. Now it was +1, so it wasn't like crazy, but still. And I hate that the Bills let them score that last fucking go-ahead touchdown. Well, I mean, not let them, you know, that was a great catch, but still, you know, yeah. And in typical Lamar Jackson fashion, he can't finish the job.
He's gonna roll, flip it, got it. Oh, the ball was dropped. He had the 2-point conversion in his hands.
And I say Lamar Jackson came for this job. Lamar had a bad game. Lamar did not look good. Josh Allen didn't look wonderful, but he looked good. I won't say he didn't look wonderful. He had some very good plays. But the weather had something to do with the throws and stuff like that. But I mean, Lamar had 3 turnovers by himself, or 2 turnovers by himself. Mark Andrews, I don't know why everybody in Baltimore is going crazy on Lamar, but Mark Andrews is the #1 target that I would be looking at if I was a Ravens fan, because, dog, you fumbled the ball during the game to get these fools, starting to blow us out. Then you missed the 2-point conversion. You essentially just dropped it. He had it in his hand, slipped and tried to catch himself, and he dropped it. Josh Allen's the MVP. Argue with your mama. Lamar Jackson in this playoff slump, I mean, man, it's got to be heartbreaking. He was cussing at the podium. You know, it was some bullshit, bro. Like, you got to get your shit together in the playoffs. You're not even getting to the point of facing Mahomes no more. So you got to get your shit together in the playoffs. It just is what it is. The Chiefs win. They beat the Texans, which I knew they would, but and I said it would be a pretty close game, which it was. I pushed on Better Beer, Bet the House, but, you know, push is better than a loss, but still. But yeah, everybody's talking about the calls and Mahomes and whether they were dirty hits, whether they should have been flags and things of that nature. Look, man, I get it. I 1000% get it. But the problem is this, man. There's no way to prove it one way or the other. One was really egregious, like he did hit him in the helmet, but it was you know, like he was falling, I don't know. And the other one, it was a bad call. It was a bad call, but they're trying to protect the quarterback. I get it. It was bad, but that wasn't the reason that Houston lost the game. Houston lost the game because they just had a lot of fuck-ups themselves. I mean, hell, the special teams coach and the player on the sideline, like, it was just a lot of things going on that Houston showed their youth. They're just not ready. They just were not ready for this moment. And it's okay. Listen, it is okay not to be ready for the moment this time. Second year slump for my guy, CJ. Listen, when you put yourself in the top 5, CJ, you better be on point. If not, take your ass up out that top 5. Stay off of Micah's podcast and stop talking shit and get to work. Hit that film room and figure out what Mr. Jaden Daniels is doing, who you supposedly are rooting for. So, listen, Get your shit together. There's been a few hirings in the carousel. First off, Titans hire assistant GM from the Chiefs as Mike Barganzi, whatever, his name is Mike. And they already hired their head coach, Brian Callahan, who was the offensive coordinator for the Bengals. I kind of like those hires. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Titans, those are pretty good hires. The defensive coordinator used to be the defensive back coach for the Eagles. So I think the Titans are trying to structure it and get it back together, man. They realize, they needed some help. They cleaned house, and now they've got it all together. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and think they're gonna win the championship because this team that they've assembled, but I do think that they're going in the right direction to right the ship. So they're going in the right direction to right the ship. So I'll say that. Defensive coordinator from the Bengals already got a job. He's gonna be defensive coordinator with the Colts. I don't really understand how he got a job so quick, especially with the defense being as terrible as the defense was with the Bengals. I don't know. I don't know. He got the job. Jets are looking pretty close at Lance Newmark, for GM, who was an assistant GM to the Commanders. GM right now, and like I said, they're looking at Aaron Glenn for the head coach. Now, the reason I say that, it's not official yet, but Aaron Glenn has expressed a lot of interest in it. He used to play for the Jets. He's a great defensive coordinator. I got to give him that. He's a really good defensive coordinator. They're a good defensive. They want to bring back that good defensiveness of the team. I honestly think if they hire him, that's a good look. Now, I don't really know, if Lance Newman had a bunch of stuff to do with the work that's going on in Commanders right now, who are now in the NFC Championship. But they are, they look good. The Commanders, that is. So I think that, hey, listen, maybe it rubbed off on him. No pun intended. Pause. Maybe he can come through and give them some insight on how to rebuild the franchise correctly, because the turnaround that the Commanders have had from one year to the next is crazy. And yes, it falls on Jaden Daniels, one of the best rookies we've seen so far. But it also falls on the head coach. The defense is playing better. Offense is playing better. I thought they were crazy for getting rid of Jahan Dotson, and now they facing them in the NFC Championship. So they knew something. So honestly, we'll see. I think we'll see. So now, before we get into the beer goggles of the week, I want to talk about my favorite daily fantasy app, Better. Payouts, better. Plays, better. Matches, better. So what are you waiting for? Pays and plays are better with Better. So download the Better app today and use code BEER30. You get your first match. You get your first deposit matched up to $200. Listen, we'd all use a little extra money. So download Better today and use code BEER30. And now, it's time for the beer goggles of the week. Oh man. So first up, like I said, there was some Texans losing their mind.
And then the penalty on Chris Boyd, who shoves his special teams coach Frank Ross. The defense defense good enough to hold KC to 3.
I don't think anybody's ever seen that before. Everybody was going crazy about it, and I couldn't agree more. That was kind of wild, fam. Like that was kind of wild. Stephen A instantly regretted hiring family. Instantly regretted it.
22 degrees, January 19th. How you think that's gonna work out? Am I supposed to be holding this? Like,
I'm stuck on you grabbing the damn microphone, working up with that big ass microphone and going up to the screen.
Sorry.
You didn't know that you ain't supposed to grab the microphone?
It's my first day on the job.
First day. But you think you should have my job?
Yeah, it's my first
And by
day.
the way, what are you drinking? What are you drinking?
It's coffee. I had a long day.
What? You had a long day?
Yes.
How did you have a long day, Josh? What have you been doing that you had a long day?
I took the bus here because you won't buy me a car. But anyway, it's gonna be 22 degrees in Buffalo. Do people live here by choice?
Yes. Don't be rude to people in Buffalo.
I would run out of
people don't
horsepower
mind the
because I would
cold.
never leave the house.
What's the weather like in New York right now?
This is the weather for the rest of the week in Buffalo, so we're gonna see how depressing it'll be. 4 degrees on Tuesday. What are you doing 4 degrees?
What that got to do with Sunday's football game, Josh?
No, this is Buffalo. This is what they have to deal with after the L.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know what really to say. It's had to be a skit. It had to be a skit or something like that. Was just too good. That was good. That was comedy. He should definitely have him on again and to make that a bit, because that was hilarious. Next up, Williamson, bro, you gotta relax, bro. You got a pocket. You got a line for this.
1 yards.
Bro, what are you doing on national TV? Relax, bruh. Relax. Is Mac Hollins okay? I think he a little drunk.
Even on cloudy days, folks, sunscreen.
I don't even know what to say at this point. Mac Hollins, that's his thing. He walks barefoot everywhere apparently, but like, dog, it's shorts, sunscreen. It's cold as hell outside. Like, what are you doing? And listen, the Browns ain't playing, Jameis ain't playing, but he finds a way to be a meme no matter what.
What's up, y'all? Jameis here. As you make your plans for the big game, go right now to get a pound of free crab legs with a purchase of $250 or more from Fulton Fish Market, an official partner of SFC. So go now to FultonFishMarket.com/free crab.
Yeah. I love the fact that he even used the crab leg meme that he was famous for stealing crab legs. My man is a marketing drunk genius. Speaking of drunk, Fitz Magic. Gotta be drunk. The beer belly is crazy. Oh my God, man, that dude is crazy as hell. Ain't no way in that type of weather am I ever, nah, ain't no way. And that was Beer Goggles of the Week. So now it's time for the 6-pack of the week. Y'all know how this goes. So first up, man, Josh Allen is a fucking unit. Respect it, man. Respect it.
It's Allen. Allen straight ahead. Bulldozes in for the touchdown.
A fucking unit. Okay, MVP. Okay, that is a man amongst boys. And next up, man, Amon St. Brown. He talked a lot of shit about this guy, or tried to talk some shit about this guy, but he had the best catch in the damn game.
Second down, they blitz again. Daniels, though, has some time. Lets it rip, floating it deep down the field, going for Brown. He's got it! A perfect throw to De'Ami Brown! Wow!
Yeah, that was crazy. They did a still of that, and he had the defender had his hand in his face, like he couldn't even really see the ball. I mean, Jaden Daniels, that was a dime, and De'Ami Brown, that was ridiculous. Next up is Mr. Laporta. How did he catch this?
See if someone can uncover right in his face under duress. And Laporta left-handed. Look at that, outstretched arms. What a catch.
Did you happen to see Dan?
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy because like every week we have like one-handed catch, like it's one-handed catches like it's nothing, and it's just like, but that's a tight end. Like that man be on the line blocking, and just to lay out one-hand catches. Speaking of, Puka Nacua is him.
Stafford shakes the shoulders, takes a shot downfield. It is caught by Nacua. He pinned him on his shoulder.
They almost won the game because of that catch. That was a miracle catch. They almost won the game because of that catch. That was insane, dude. But what's even more insane is Jeremiah Smith. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I know those are two simple names, but I'd be forgetting people's names. So he is him.
They're moving. Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. It's Smith. He's got it. Jeremiah Smith.
I don't know how you play him one-on-one. Like, that is... By the way, Ohio State won that game. They are champions. I forgot to put them in the news you can boost too. I apologize. We'll get to that in a second, though. Last but not least, even though they lost this game, this catch, crazy. And again, another tight end.
Again, he's getting all kinds of protection all day. Slides over to buy time, flings it down the field. It's caught for the touchdown. Isaiah Likely, and the Ravens are a 2-point try away from tying the game.
And we all know how that ended. But still, that was a great catch. And that was the 6-pack of the week. But before we move on to the conversations at the keg, I gotta give a big special shout out to Ohio State. I didn't have y'all in the news you could boost to because I was tripping. But Ohio State won, man. They came out and dominated. I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. I did have them winning, but I just thought it would be a lot closer. And technically, they would have covered the spread. They would have covered the spread, or Notre Dame would have covered the spread if they hadn't have let them kick the field goal or let that play happen with Jeremiah Smith, who again, is him. But I don't know why you would single coverage him. I don't know what Freeman was thinking, why he kept playing with him. He scored a touchdown earlier. Like, why you keep playing with him? Stop playing with him. He's not to be played with, but whatever. But yeah, man, Ohio State, Ryan Day, he did it. He did it, baby. Yeah. I don't think Notre Dame is going away quietly. I think they're going to be a powerhouse in the college football world still. I still believe they should be in a conference. Don't get me wrong. But it is what it is. Maybe one day. But I'm happy for them. I'm happy, Notre Dame got in with Marcus Freeman and how he showed the world that, they can ball. They can play. They just didn't have enough on defense for Ohio State, because Ohio State with Judkins, Smith, Will Howard, which nobody's been talking about on the draft board. That man he was throwing dots, absolute dots tonight. And listen, they are now champions in the college football world. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. This one's cheers for you. Can't say this one is for you, but cheers to you. But while we're talking about this one's for you and conversations at the keg, I think it's important that we talk about the two NFC teams, the two NFC East teams that are now in the NFC Championship has got to make the rest of the division feel focused, like get on point and make it, just keeping your head down and working. No, not in the case of the Cowboys, not in the case of Jerry Jones, not in the case of Cowboys players. Jerry has said over and over again he's not stepping down. He just lost his coach, Mike McCarthy. He's not worried about it. He's saying that basically, he's going to go through every step to hire the next coach. Schottenheimer is supposedly like one of the hot names now. Also, Kellen Moore is a hot name. And it sounds like more of the same. Honestly, it sounds like they're not going to make very many changes. They're not going to bring in anybody that's going to rock the boat. And the Cowboys are going to be in for this 12-5, or they're going to be in this purgatory for as long as Jerry is here and running the show and Dak is at the forefront. Not to say Dak is a bad quarterback, but I feel like Dak has a superhero syndrome, and that's why he makes the mistakes he makes, because he thinks he can save the game. He thinks he can save the world, which every quarterback should feel that way, but you got to make smarter decisions. And unfortunately, it doesn't sound like they're going to get a coach that will coach him to make those smart decisions. Also, in the midst of all that craziness and trying to hire a coach and not hiring a GM and running the show, why are past players and present players beefing? Let me read these tweets. Des Bryant: from now on, I'll speak my truth about the Cowboys, ... Whether it's good or bad, Jerry has built a great brand, and now it's time for the team to start winning, period. It's time for a real culture shift, period. I'm fed up with all the nepotism, ... Get someone in there who can win games, ... I did the punctuation on purpose because I was very baffled by how he was intertwining everywhere with that shit. Michael Parsons responds. Why are you responding? Stuff like this irritates me, Dez, because you had enough. He meant to say enough, but enough, whatever. Enough talent, and was probably one greatest in your time. Exclamation point. Again, this is just, why are we tweeting? Don't hit send. You could have changed the culture, brother. You could have changed the culture. Again, I don't know why we are responding. Don't hit send. Leave this stuff alone. You're not gonna win this battle. This looks bad. My God, man. And in response to now Dez is Dez. So here we go. I had to double back because you really said I could have changed the culture and emphasized that. As if you don't know. I was never on the yes man political ass kissing shit. I sacrificed myself so a lot of you could do what you do. I'm on some shit that's way deeper than football. You are really too young to understand. You'll realize soon you need more people like me who don't give a fuck for the better of the athletes. The way I talk to Jerry versus the way you talk to Jerry is totally different. Let it sink. The soap opera continues in Dallas. I think Jerry thrives on this. I think that Dez and Micah, this is great publicity for the podcast and the shows that they're on and things of that nature. But it's bad and it's sad for the team, for the franchise that you both quote unquote love. Why is it that the Cowboys constantly want to be a joke in the NFL? They want to be a circus. And it's crazy to me watching the Eagles continue to just get better when the year they're out. Okay, cool. What do we need to do to get in and adjust and adapt to the new wave of the NFL this year? Okay, let's go get Saquon Barkley. Okay, let's go get Jahan Dotson. Okay, let's go get Jalen Carter. Let's go do moves and make things happen and shift around here and still sign quarterbacks to big contracts and still sign running backs to nice contracts and do these things to win. You have Dan Quinn in the building. You let him go. Your defense went to shit. And then here he is rebuilding with a rookie quarterback, and they're in the NFC Championship. Now, granted, some things had to fall in place, but still, the things fell, and he capitalized off of it. What are we doing? Kellen Moore's in the NFC Championship. You had an opportunity. I don't understand, again, what the Cowboys are doing. They might want to take a page from the Giants, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying that. They might want to take a page from the Giants, hire your coach, sit down, shut the fuck up, and keep your eyes on your own paper, okay? Keep your eyes on the prize, focus, and just get it together. Everyone in the league is looking, laughing, pointing at you. Jerry, you. Listen, you are a great marketer, businessman. You're all of those good things. I can't take that away from you. You know how to do some great things in business. You know how to do some great things in marketing. All pub is good pub. You've proven that over and over again. But now it's time to win. Your fans are tired. Your fans are it's starting to show. This season showed you a lot of fans weren't even coming to the stadium. Tickets were low prices. I know, I looked, I was like, if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd probably buy a couple of these, but I'm not. It's gonna get bad before it gets better, but I hope that you guys can focus and get y'all shit together. Micah, I know you got a pod, brother, and I appreciate it. There's one pod to another, one vodcast, whatever you want to call these things nowadays, whatever you want to call it nowadays, to another. I appreciate your insight, but sometimes you gotta let shit go. And you need to be focused in the off season on how to make y'all's defense better. You had a pretty good season. You was in top 5 in sacks, top 10 in sacks, excuse me. You top 5, top 10. You was tied for 5th, I think it was. 12 and a half, 12 sacks, whatever the case may be. But what you need to do is get the rest of your team focused. And how you're gonna do that is to be focused yourself. Do your pod. Ain't nobody telling you not to do your pod. It's a free country, do your pod. But shit like this with arguing with Des Bryant, who we know is a loose cannon, who will just say whatever he want to say to rile up some shit and get some attention. Why are we responding to that? Why? Again, the NFL is watching, laughing, pointing, and thanking God it's not my team. I'm off the high horse. And that was Conversations at the Keg. Ohio State did it, man. I still can't believe it. Ryan Day is a champion. But anyway, man, so thank you for watching. I do want to give a big, I don't want to say shout out, but I wanted a big, what the fuck, man? Why is Cap cut out? Why is TikTok gone? I don't really understand it. I don't get into politics and all that stuff like that, as far as on this show and everything, and I just won't get too far into it. But I don't understand why CapCut had to get TikTok, all right, cool, but why CapCut had to get the slug? But yeah, so I was just curious, y'all let me know. Thank you guys. Actually, next week, for all of you that are in the tier, I forget the name of it now, I'm sorry, for the live beer club, it will be next week. It will be next week, Tuesday, because when the weather calms the fuck down and it's not being so cold, although you won't be outside drinking. I just don't want to travel and go get this beer in order to. So next week, live beer club. I'm gonna go live and we're gonna drink and talk sports and talk topics and talk beer. So this is Beer 30, Sports O'Clock, crushing dreams.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.